Hi, this is Tim McGaffin II. I'm here with my good friend Ed, and we just got done with the Kangen Water class here at Vitality Nutrition, and we are talking about true health and just trying to spread the truth about what's really going on in the world. And me and Ed were just talking about the media, and a lot of people think, what is the media's job? And people think the media's job is to inform us, and really the media's job is to make money. And when you understand that, do you really think they care about telling you the truth? And when you turn on the TV, do you think you're really getting the truth? Or do you think, what do you guys think? What do you think about that, Ed?
Yeah, I think that goes around everywhere. What is your doctor's job? And I'm going to go out on a limb here and I'm going to say, what is your clergyman's job? What is your preacher's job? Is your preacher's job to give you salvation? Is your doctor's job to give you health? But if you really think about it, what is his job? His job is to make money. The media's job is to make money. First and foremost, if you don't follow the laws, you can't make money. If you don't follow what the government has prescribed for you to do, you can't make money. If you go against what your medical license allows you to do, you can't make money. You're out of business. So if you own a media company, if you say something the CIA doesn't want you to say,
that's right,
you can't make money. You're out of business.
Now, I remember when Ross Perot was running for president, and one of his main issues was getting out of debt, and the media would constantly make fun of Ross Perot for wanting to get out of debt, like that was some non-issue. Well, and then you think about it, because the government, the Federal Reserve System that started in 1913, is completely illegal, unconstitutional, and so the media's job is to make money. And so they don't want to go against what the government's doing. If the government wants to put this illegal Federal Reserve System in place and there's somebody speaking out against it, that's a threat against the whole system. So of course they're going to do everything they can to make the truth whatever they wanted to make it. They want to say 2 + 2 = 5, so they continue to make money.
Yeah. And
excuse me, Ed, I just got to get a drink of Kangen water here.
Timothy and I both drink Kangen water. That's why we're always
pumped
full
up.
Of vitality.
That's right. Try to
ready
spread the truth.
Fight against the evil powers on this earth.
That's right.
Fight for Jesus Christ, right?
That's right.
So,
when your doctor wants to give you some vaccines, why don't you ask him what the insert is on those vaccines? And let's check out all those warnings on the vaccines. It says over and over again, this isn't 100% safe, and this hasn't been 100% tested, and we don't really have 100% true data on this vaccine.
I think it's hilarious that people trust the medical establishment, and even you watch the commercials of these drugs that are put out by the pharmaceutical companies. You watch the commercial, it says this may cause suicidal thoughts, this may cause death, there's a whole list of things these may cause. Don't take this if you have this condition, or don't take,
Right.
So we think that the medical establishment is there to make us healthy, but that just is not true. They're not there to make us healthy.
Yeah,
they're there to make money for themselves.
Every time there's a patient that's going to get healthy, Big Pharma, the pharmaceutical industry, loses money. They don't make money when people are healthy. They only make money when people stay sick.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Yeah.
Exactly. And it was Jesus Christ, and he said, the root of all evil is money. The root of all evil on this earth is money, and that's literally true. Because people are motivated.
That's why he overthrew the tables of the money changers.
People are motivated by money.
That's right.
I'm motivated by money. I have to feed my family. I'm motivated by money. So whatever my boss tells me to do, I do it so I can make money. If I was working for the media, I would do what my boss tells me to do. If I don't, I get fired. So, and I need to provide for my family. So that desire to have money, we all need it. It is the root of all evil. If we didn't have money, money wouldn't motivate us.
And that's a really good point, Sean. And if we follow the principles of liberty, it's ironic because if we follow the principles of liberty, if you understand the principles of liberty, there's wealth and prosperity for everybody. But in order for that to happen, you need to exercise faith in God. You got to go through some times where you have to choose to do the right thing and not sell out. And so, the free market is all about creating wealth honestly, with integrity. But we live in a world right now, a sick world, where it's backwards. And, you have to make that decision when that time comes. Are you going to sell out to make this bigger amount of money in the short term? Or are you going to do what's right and just do what's right, and whatever happens, happens? And that's the temptation. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say something extreme here.
Well, wait, before you say it, let me get a drink again. Okay, go ahead.
It's almost as if you are watching the 6 o'clock news, reading the newspaper, it's almost as if you are less informed than someone who doesn't do those things.
I 100% agree.
It's almost as if you are lower than average intelligence if you read those things and believe those things versus someone who doesn't do those things.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times those are the hardest people to teach the truth to, because they've been reading the newspaper every day for 50 years. My grandma reads the paper. I love my grandma. She reads the paper every morning. It's scripture to her. She watches the news at 6 o'clock the 6 o'clock news every night, and she believes that she's informed.
And if it's saying over and over again, 2 + 2 = 5.
She believes you have to vote for Trump or Hillary.
That you can't.
That's all there is, and she happens to be a Hillary supporter. I don't know too many Hillary supporters, but and it's almost not their fault, because they've been programmed, to trust the media, to trust the status quo, and when something outside of the status quo is presented to them, then it kind of shakes their belief system, and they don't know how to handle it, because they've been believing a certain way for 50 years, and then they can't seem to get out of that. Whereas someone who hasn't read that, they're more open-minded. They don't know what to think yet.
Right.
They haven't been set in their ways.
That's right.
And so they weigh things out, and they think for themselves. And if somebody tells them something that's true, it seems like it gets into their brain a little bit easier than.
And while you're talking there, Ed, critical thinking is such an important skill. It's so important to, even if something seems true, it's always good to ask questions. Question everything. Because the more questions you ask, eventually the more answers you're going to find. Maybe at first, maybe the more questions you ask, the more questions that keep coming up, but eventually you're going to find answers. Question everything.
Well, I remember what happened. I remember listening to the radio, and you used to do a radio program. I used to listen to that, and it was really good. And there were a lot of truths. But what happened to your radio program? It was kind of taken off the air, wasn't it?
Yeah, they kicked us out of the building for telling the truth.
So, so someone higher up kind of stopped you, right?
That's right.
So it's just kind of, and you weren't doing it for money.
That's right. I wasn't getting paid anything.
You weren't making any money.
Yep, getting paid nothing.
You were doing it because you believe in Jesus Christ.
That's right.
A fighter for liberty.
Want to expose the money changers and the Fed.
But those who do have money can set the agenda and can pay big salaries, and they control what you hear, what you read, and so really just free your mind. Think for yourself.
God gave you this for a reason.
and drink Kangen water.
And drink Kangen water.
And you'll be smarter, you'll be healthier,
yeah.
You'll be happier.